Hello and welcome to another episode of Race for the Future. I'm standing here in front of the beautiful artwork in Naaman Hall because it always reminds me of our connections to creation, our connections to each other, and our connections to God. It is our responsibility to nurture and steward the relationships that God intended us to have. And in last week's episode, I talked about the importance of nurturing our relationships with the communities of color and the Black community in particular. I addressed the idea that sometimes anti-Semitic ideas are passed from generation to generation purely because of ignorance, and that the development of relationships and nurturing a strong interaction with communities that we may not know well can do not only good for our communities, but it also is good for the Jewish people. Because as we nurture those relationships, we are enabling us to have a connection to people and break down those stereotypes. This is part of my goal for the upcoming year. I am so confident that we can do this. How? Because we have done it before. Just over 10 years ago, in the wake of the catastrophe that happened on 9/11, our relationships with the Muslim community was very strained, in part because of a national fear of Muslims, and in part because of struggles that we have with the Muslim community with relations in Israel. Over the course of 10 years, we dedicated ourselves as a congregation to kind of mend those relationships, to build and strengthen our understanding of each other's faiths, and build relationships between each other's families. We began to know each other by name. We began to know each other's families. We began to see each other as parents, as children, as citizens of the United States. This is exactly what we need to do now as we move forward in developing our relationships with communities of color. This is exactly what we need to do, and we strive to build stronger relationships with the Black community, with the neighborhoods in the 3rd Ward, in the 5th Ward, in the 4th Ward. We need to get to know each other as people. And as we do, we will not only strengthen our city, we will begin to march forward together as we build a race for the future.